Welcome to the Verdict Zone. Today, we're diving into a quiet rebellion, 15 years in the making. Imagine this. For a decade and a half, a mother of two has packed up her family and spent every single holiday with her in-laws, but this year, she's drawing a line in the tinsel. She wants Christmas at home. She wants to build her own traditions, let her kids wake up in their own beds, and play with their own toys, and finally experience that holiday magic she remembers from her own childhood. But her husband, he sees this as a total rejection of his close-knit family. He feels she's turning her back on a tradition that means the world to him. So, in this clash between tradition and transformation, who's right? Let's get into it. For 15 years, the pattern was set in stone. Every major event, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, meant a trip to his family's house. It was a routine of long drives, long hours, and fitting into someone else's schedule. It wasn't a bad life, just not her own. She grew up differently. Her childhood holidays were a vibrant chaos of memories. The day would start with a big, glorious dinner at her own home, the air thick with the smell of her mom's cooking. Only after they had their fill and the presents were unwrapped would they head out to visit relatives. She remembers a house teeming with cousins, the joyful noise of kids running everywhere. It was a celebration that centered on family, yes, but started with her family first. Now, her holiday reality is a stark contrast. The in-laws' gatherings are much quieter, more adult-focused. Her role has become the kid wrangler, while her husband relaxes and socializes. Catching up with his relatives, she's on constant duty, corralling their two kids, who are usually the only children there. She feels a deep sense of loneliness, even in a room full of people. As she put it, "I'm mostly there to make sure the elders get to hug my kids." It feels less like a celebration, and more like a performance, a duty she has to fulfill. She isn't just a guest, she's an unpaid nanny, ensuring the grandchildren are presented and well-behaved. Her vision for Christmas is so simple, yet so powerful. She dreams of waking up in her own home. She wants to be the one in the kitchen, making the big meal, filling her own house with those festive smells. She wants to sit on the floor, surrounded by wrapping paper, and watch her kids' faces light up as they open their gifts from Santa. She wants to cuddle on the couch in pajamas and watch holiday movies until they all fall asleep. These aren't just activities. They're the building blocks of core memories for her own little family. She feels like her children are missing out on what a real Christmas at home can feel like. And she's running out of time to create that magic for them. So, she came up with a proposal, what she thought was a fair compromise. She suggested they continue spending Thanksgiving and Easter with his family, honoring those traditions. But Christmas would be just for them, their nuclear family at their home. The backlash was swift and painful. Her husband was deeply hurt, feeling like she was trying to cut him off from his roots. His family didn't hold back, labeling her as antisocial and selfish. To them, she wasn't building a new tradition, she was destroying an old one. The conflict exploded, turning her dream of a peaceful holiday into a battlefield of guilt and accusations. This brings us to the core tension of the story. First, there's the weight of history. Does a 15-year precedent create an unbreakable obligation? When does a pattern become a prison? Then we have the question of a fair compromise. Is offering two major holidays a reasonable middle ground, or is Christmas, with all its symbolic weight, simply non-negotiable for his family? We also have to look at the parental roles. Is it equitable for one parent to be on constant kid duty while the other socializes freely? Her holiday isn't a vacation, it's work. And finally, the biggest question of all. When does the need to build your own immediate family's legacy outweigh the expectations of the extended family? Every new family is, by definition, a departure from the old one. The real issue is navigating that departure without causing irreparable harm. So, what's our verdict? After looking at it from all sides, we've decided, no a-holes here. This is a natural, though often painful, evolution that many families go through. Her desire to create a joyful, magical childhood for her kids is not only valid but commendable. It's rooted in love and the desire to build a strong family identity. At the same time, his hurt is completely understandable. He's not just defending a schedule, he's defending a lifetime of memories and a core part of his identity. The conflict isn't because either of them is wrong. It arises from a failure and perspective, seeing this change as a rejection of the past, rather than as the beautiful, necessary next chapter in their own family's story. A family has to grow in two directions at once. It must honor its roots while also branching out to create its own unique shape. True belonging isn't about forcing everyone into the same mold. It's about making space for both the old and the new. This isn't just about one holiday. It's about whether their family tree has room to grow. So, can traditions evolve without causing hurt? We want to hear from you. Share your family's holiday compromise stories in the comments below. What worked, what didn't? For more verdicts on the complicated dynamics of love, family, and change, make sure you subscribe to The Verdict Zone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.